if you want to do it, you got a foundation for what you're going to do, basically.
Yeah, we have talked about it actually a lot, and we know there's a lot of interest there. I'm pretty confident that we could make it work and have it be successful. I know it would be a lot of fun. We just got to figure out who the other people are going to be. Like, if we're just going to run backing tracks and have it be just us, or if we're going to actually get a couple other people to help us do it live. Because that obviously involves rehearsal time, and that's something we got to figure out as well.
Yeah, exactly. They gotta learn the material, and you guys got to jumpstart on that. I mean, it wouldn't be bad. I mean, to do it with backing tracks. I mean, so that's doesn't sound like a bad option there. If you're willing to do that.
I came from the world of industrial music, where that's par for the course. So it's not like I'm a noob to that idea or anything like that. I've done it many times before. It's just, again, it's something we got to talk about, and our hand might be forced. I mean, the decision might be made for us if we can't find a couple other people that are willing to go along with it. I mean, that's the other part of the equation. It's not entirely in our hands.
Right. No, I wouldn't see that being a problem.
On other people.
Yeah, I wouldn't see it being a problem, though. I'm sure you're going to get someone that's going to be on the same page musically that would want to do a tour. I mean, if I could play drums that good, I would do it. So, I mean, I don't see it being that. You just got to find the guy that can do it. But
yeah, it's definitely doable. It's definitely doable. So we're just we just want to make sure we really plan it out, because the last thing either one of us want to do is to do it and have it end up being a big money loser. It's not all about the money, obviously. I mean, as I said earlier, if it was all about the money, I wouldn't be playing some type of, underground music that only caters to a few people. I'd be in a boy band if it was all about the money,
Right. I mean, you could do both, but I won't tell anybody. No, I'm just kidding. But
maybe I could do the boy band as like the way to raise money. But the thing is, Eric and I both have families. I'm married and I have 2 young kids. Eric's married; he has 3 young kids. We don't want to do it and mortgage our families and our houses and stuff like that either. Like, there's also a part of being financially responsible to the people that are dependent on us. And so, I mean, it can be done, and I'm pretty confident that we can do it, and we can do it and probably break even. Or even if we take a loss, it's not a huge deal.
Right.
It's just a matter of doing it right and making sure that it's going to actually be good. But my biggest concern is making sure that when we play the live shows, that we're good on tape, that it's actually a good show, and that it doesn't end up having the reverse effect and making us look shitty.
Right. Well, even if it wasn't the most profitable tour, you're going to have some residual effect down the road, because there's going to be the people that are going to buy new product when you guys come out. So, most tours obviously don't make a lot of money unless you're Slipknot or Disturbed and shit like that. But let me ask you something. You mentioned, you had kids and stuff. What do they listen to more of rock music because they're influenced by you, or are they into, like Justin Bieber and shit like that?
Well, my kids are really young. So I have 2 daughters. One is only 5.5, and the other is 1.5.
Yeah.
So they don't really have like opinions, so to speak, on music just quite yet.
Right.
Like, they haven't really formulated their own. Like, my 5.5 loves Frozen, so we listen to a lot of the Frozen soundtrack.
Right.
And as much as I hate to admit it, she loves Taylor Swift, so we do listen to a lot of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, so you're headed in that. Of course, I mean, that's the age group, but
we do. I did buy her a drum set about 1.5 years ago, and we actually go and jam down in my studio. My 5-year-old and I, when she'll get on her drum set, she'll just bash the hell out of her drums.
That's
I
awesome.
play guitar, and we just make up these crazy little songs that, just kind of like know nothing songs, and it's a lot of fun. So we do that. So she's getting a feel for playing an instrument and playing drums and playing music with loud guitar in it and stuff like that. And she does like that a lot. She has a lot of fun, bashing the crap out of those drums.
That's
so,
cool.
I do think there is potential there. So.
Have you ever found yourself letting the Frozen soundtrack bleed into your brain in the studio?
It's there's what I like to do and what I like to listen to, and then if it's something that she really likes, and she, I'm going to encourage that because they're so young. They're at an age where I want to encourage them to like music and to get into it. Because what I liked when I don't remember what I liked when I was 5, but what I liked when I was 10 was completely different from what I liked when I was 15. Which was pretty different from what I liked when I was 20. And even today, I listen to I'm a metalhead, but I listen to lots of other stuff. I love old school hip hop. I listen to a lot of techno music. I loved industrial. I listen to a lot of classic rock. I listen to a lot of the old school outlaw country. It's a bit of everything. And I want to encourage her to play music and to listen to music and to not feel like she has to choose one or the other, because the journey is hers to take.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not mine. It's not my journey to tell her what to do or where to where to go. It's her journey to discover for herself.
Right.
What she's into, and that takes time. You gotta let a kid do that naturally. It might take a long time. Who knows? Everybody's different.
Right, I know. Sometimes I find it a little weird, like when adults are, really sports fanatics, and they force the kid to let the kid grow up. Don't force him to let him like his own team or what. It's always a little creepy to see that, but it's kind of a similar thing.
I agree.
But
I think that's a great point. It's very similar. You look at sport. My oldest plays youth soccer, and there's definitely some fucking weirdos where. Weirdo parents that are there. Actually, an even better example is she's involved in dance, and there's some fucking weird ass dance moms. Let me tell you, and stuff that my wife and I had to heavily consider whether or not we're going to have her do it again next year because of some of these people. And it's unfortunate, but
they're out of their minds with some of it. It's crazy.
I never want to be that dad. I have promised I'm never going to be that person, and so I have to be true to that in all aspects. I'm not going to be that person in sports. I can't be that person with her music and her art either. I can't force her to like this or to listen to that, because I want her, someday when she's 20 or whatever, or however old she is, if she's legitimately into metal and we can share that, that'd be amazing. But it would suck if I forced her to do it,
right.
And then it's just something that she resents me for,
Right. It's like me and my wife were watching these shows where these people buy tiny houses, and there's family of 6 people. Those kids are going to grow up and hate you. You're forcing them to live in this 300 square foot house. These kids need space. One of the kids wants to fart. The kid don't even have room to fart. It's ridiculous. Some people are out of their minds. I don't know where these TV shows even find them, like those dance mom shows and shit like that. That shit's crazy. But I always get sidetracked because it's stuff that, generally when you get interviewed or you're on a show, you don't normally talk about these things. But your record label, are you the sole owner of Bluntface?
Yes, I am.
How many bands do you have signed?
We have 7 currently. And we have a couple of bands that are inactive. Right now we're chugging right along. We try to stick to what we're good at, which is 6 and 8 releases a year, because we promote the hell out of those, and we run major PR campaigns for every single one. Eric Martin is one of my A&R guys, So not only do we play in the band together, but he helps me out on the label. And really, man, he busts his ass when it comes to getting out to press and radio and getting these bands' albums pushed.
Yeah, because you guys, I mean, you guys definitely know how to promote. So
yeah, I mean, you have 3 people doing the work of 15 people, and so we can only really do 6 to 8 releases a year because of the amount of strain it puts on everybody. And so, you know, but at the same time, also, we want to be able to focus 110% on every single release. You know, our attitude is every single release that we put out, we want to treat it like it was our own personal album. Now, in the case of Skin Drone, it is our own personal album.
right.
But with Markradon, with Isolated Antagonist, with Critical Dismemberment, with Krebs, with Varicella, with Virus Cycle, those are, you know, we treated those like we were in the band, like that was our personal album. That's the passion we have for helping these guys out, getting them out there, getting their music out there, and, you know, helping them grow their art and grow their fans. So, you know, that's what we do. And ideally, you know, I tell a lot of people this, and I firmly believe it. If we do our job perfectly, and we do a good job, then we should be able to be a stepping stone for that band to get to a bigger label and to have some sort of clout and some sort of leverage when they get to that bigger label, so that they're not totally getting screwed when it comes to signing a deal.
Right, because you'll be there to guide them in a way. But
yeah, and also giving, you know, the best leverage you can have is to say no. So when somebody throws you an offer and they think that you don't have any other options,
right.
You know, if you have the ability to say no, that's the best leverage you can ever have. So, you know, that's the goal. We want to, you know, I know that we're kind of there to be a stepping stone and to help these bands grow, but also, you know, give them something to have in their back pocket. So if they are lucky enough to get to the next level, you know, they're not at the mercy of accepting the first thing that comes across the table.
Right, because they could just say, hey, I'll just stay with Bluntface.
Yes,
I don't have to take a deal. But have you been the stepping stone for any of these bands yet?
Virus Cycle actually blew up in Boston pretty well, and I can't actually talk about it, but they had an offer to go to a much bigger label, and they actually turned it down because of it just wasn't a fair deal.
Right.
And there's things in the works with a couple of other people that I can't disclose.
Right.
But I think you're going to see. Some of in 2017, some of the bands that are on Bluntface will become Bluntface alumni and are going to be on bigger and better things, which is
awesome.
fine. I mean, that's awesome. That's what we're here. That's what makes us excited, is that we can help develop talent.
Right, and that's going to make you more successful because they're going to say, oh, that band was signed to Bluntface. You know.
Yeah, I mean, people don't forget where they came from. There's a very specific culture that we have on the label that we ingrained. And we don't really just go out and sign. Well, most of the bands that we have came because they were recommendations from other bands that were already on the label, or somebody went to bat for them and kind of vouched for them, or, you know, there was something. We have never signed a band strictly from somebody just sending us a demo. That's not how it works. We get to know them, know what they're about, know who they are, and again, most of them, you know, would be something where, like, Handel from Markradon would be like, dude, I know this guy. He's really cool. He's got a great band, great kid. And would vouch for them and go to bat for them. So really, it's internal reputation is everything.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good model. And I got to get with you about getting the Isolated Antagonist on, because I had to cancel because all my internet was down. So I got to get with you on that again. Fine. I don't want to get in too specific, but financially, is it something that you guys say, all right, we're going to pay for you guys to record and put out the product, or do you give them some type of upfront for having a recording already? How does that part of it work?
Well, that's confidential, because every single artist deal is completely different,
Gotcha.
depending on what they already have, where they're at, what their plans